We're testing this. I want to keep this open so when I'm an ignorant person when it comes to this technology. I am. I just don't know. We're going live now. And you see that? I am going to talk for a few minutes. It's live? All right, it's live. Is there anyone there with me? This is Reach David Yisrael. Yisrael, feed yourself. Emanating from the Shur Hebrew community, we have gathered this first day to work, maintain the order of this place. I simply want to know if anyone can hear me. If you can, if you on a web, just give me uh, a response, if you will. Just give me a simple response. Is if you can connect, you see me live. This is a video I'm doing. It's 32 minutes long now, and I want this to be seen. Gave us a review of the gardens and everything to show a beautiful place. I'm telling you, it's very beautiful. Look at what we have built out of nothing. And there were 500 people. We could build a city. It doesn't take a large amount. 500 people, 1,000, you can build a nation within this nation. You can produce everything you need, every single thing. You can produce everything that is vital to the growth. Those that identify with Hebraic lifestyle, you can. You can. You can create a wealth, a deposit. That is great. Can I ask you a question? Any of you all, where do you live? And I guarantee you there are things that are absent from your community. That is a bank, decent grocery stores, unless it is Walmart. I buy no food from Walmart. I don't buy it. I do not. Unless it's a Walmart. And if they perceive or think you're stealing, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. So tell me in New York City, Bronx, Brooklyn, those places, whereby there is an effective Hebraic organization, they get out on the streets, try to secure the laws, whereby they have, I don't know, and if you know, respond to me, just one store that creates a very wholesome food selection, whereby they could buy 1,000 acres in the South, teach the young men, the young daughters and sons to grow food, raise cattle, raise chickens. Tell me where that is. Tell me. If I knew of one like that, although I do not concur with their theses of their doctrine, I would patronize with them. They don't do it. Selling soap that is so overpriced, it's pathetic. But where can I go? You can go in that same community and find Chinese taking all their money. Those in the Arabic world of the nations don't even respect them. And they go consistently and continuously buying from them. I don't buy from them. I buy no Chinese nothing. I know how they treat people of my hue. I don't buy. I don't go to their stores. I don't go to their shops. I don't. They think as much of you as they think of their own waste out of their body, their dung. I don't go to their stores. And anytime I find a store whereby there are people of my hue, I patronize. Well, let's go to Cosmo, where you've given all you've had to stores of no respect, disregard. When I find stores that the people or any kind of distributor, I patronize them. Now, I eat in no one's restaurants. No one's. Not China food, not black folks' food. I don't eat in the Caucasian. I don't eat at your Bojangles, Jangles, or McDonald's. I don't eat that trash. I don't eat it. None of it. The fried pork and shrimp and all that in those. I don't care how fine what they call a fine restaurant. I go to none. I eat here in Teshua community. I know whose hands have prepared it. I know what we have because I am the one that is the purchaser of all the food. I purchase all the food. I do. I go out. I don't look for no bargain. I look for quality. And I buy that food whereby the Jewish man, the Jews, buy. And those that say they of the Islamic halakh, I trust that process. It is just the truth. We are sad people with the wealth we have in this country. We hate people that look like us. I don't. I can excuse people that look like me for their ignorance because of the ordeal in the everyday setting of life. If I was in a city like New York, which I would not live, I've been there. I would galvanize everyone. You can't even buy a building in New York. You know that. I'm telling the truth. It's beyond your reach. For what you will pay for one building in New York, you can purchase in the South between 1,000 and 2,000 acres. It depends. Land, the price is going up. The person that sold me this land, I'll never forget, he said, preaching, there's one thing about land. It's your land. A dollar you spend it. But when it comes to land, it's there. It's not going anywhere. Period. Why don't you that espouse your Islamic strengths? I recall many years ago that Farah Khan purchased about 1,000 acres somewhere in the South. I don't know. So I'm not going to speak ill against the man. I do not concur with him, but I'm not going to speak ill against the man. And they were going to produce watermelons. I say to our young ones, that's why I introduce you all to them. I say to them all the time, son, the construct of this nation was built on free labor, people that look like you. But it was the agriculture that produced wealth. It was not the computer. Well, that came because of the wealth that they could venture beyond the scope of their processing things, the micros, the bits. Even got money that really is no money. Bitcoins. Isn't that amazing? Excuse me, where they're becoming billionaires. I don't know how that went with Farrakhan. Can you imagine what 1,000 acres could do? In the South, you don't have those rigid laws. They will compromise with you. They did with me. The man said, Preacher, I tell you how much money you make a year. I said, not one brown penny, not even one. He said, well, the folks going to work in that dining hall there. What are they going to make? I said, if I don't make one brown penny, you think they're going to get? They make the same thing I make. The men live lavish. The men live lavish. The same thing these Jezebelite, Jezebel, corrupt Christians do. That's what they do. And I'm talking about those that are identified Hebrew Israelite leaders. Where's the money going? Where are the checks and balance? I had two Achim in the house this morning in my office, and I was showing them, I don't have anything, how much money we have, where it comes from, how much we've spent. Because I had nothing, I'm honest. That I am. I'm an honest man. Are you boasting in you? No, I boast in him. Because he reveals my corruption of wickedness and ignorance. I submit to that. Where are they? I know there are people of my youth that own farms because they own them here. But there is no way for them to market their produce and things like that. They have to sell it. No one. Where are the Hebrew Israelite marketing organic beef, fresh beef? I don't mind paying $1 a pound more. I would. The honesty. I want these young men that we have here. I try to teach them to understand the importance of labor. Their fathers. Their fathers, all of their fathers, you see those young men? They were with me when they were about that size. They're with me when they're about that size. All of them. Their fathers. Akiyosipia. Akiyosipia was a quiet fellow. Yawasada. All of them. All of them. They didn't have to go, Yosipia, those Achim Zachim. They didn't have to go and be taught musical skills, reading and writing. All of our music, we write it. They learned that among us, each other. Where have we gone wrong? We are sad people. We're sad. And the reason why I will use this affirmative speech, because you don't give a damn. You don't give a damn. Unless someone is persuaded by your thesis. You don't give a damn. But you don't ask that Chinese when you go in there and buy that Chinese food with all that pork in it. But those Arabics, I was in a store one day to purchase gas. And I'm going to close here. Since no one, the live stream, it's just, we just wanted to test this out because I'm going to teach out here. I went to purchase some gas one day. It was by an Arabic. I didn't know the Arabic on that station. And this creature of hell got nasty with me. I'm like, damn your gas and your store as well. I walked out. I don't patronize with them. Well, you can't judge a person I can judge. They judge me. We are that simple-minded. They judge me when I walk in the store. And that's the vast majority. Same thing with white folks. Period. Same thing with people of my hue. Just be honest with a man of my hue. And you will garner more customers than anything. It's amazing because the white folks, when they come to you, don't sell any of this food down here. No, sir, but you want something, pick it out of the garden. I don't care who it is. I've had them, the ones of my hue, I'm not picking that. But yet you want some collard greens. You want that. You think I'm going to pick it for you? Here it is, something free. Hot Sunday morning here in Jefferson, but it's very pleasant for this season. Maybe around 90. But this time of the year, we're looking at 100 plus, like many parts of the nation today. I have great sympathy for the people that look like me. You don't hear me on the internet ostracizing them, calling the women some absurd title. You don't see me on the corners treating the women, the daughters of Zion, like that. I would never. I would never. I see a begging on the street. I will not do it like that. See them on the corner selling their monies. No. I don't know what pushed them to that. Father, no guidance, not even understanding what love is. I know the plight of people my color. I was born in the 50s, so I came through the trudge of all of the corruption here in the South. I was telling the young Akeem this morning, we were talking, how that they wanted to send me to a school for children of special ability and talents. My mother was poor. I had no clothing, had no money. I hustled for lunch money. Back in those days, you did not get free lunch. And if you did, they took you through the net twice, three times. You could not get, and lunch was only 25 cents. High school, 50 cents. Racism permeated. They did not integrate schools here until 1970. And it was a harsh reality for us of my youth, being integrated with Caucasians. The teachers were rude and corrupt. Look at how much ability you had. They were not recognized. My wife that I married, we went to school together. She was a very bright daughter. She's still bright. And the teachers were overlooked then. Caucasians could get it wrong all day long, but us, and we learn from our parents, if nothing else, we must establish this kind of persona that it makes no difference what white folks said. I grew up in the time where there was a white bathroom and a colored, white fountain, colored. And I came up through that whereby when you went to Center City, you could not drink out the same water fountains. And so don't tell me how hard Caucasians had it. The poorest of them did not have it. Like people of my hue, even if they were middle class. So don't give me that bull. Don't tell me things have changed. They have not changed. You Hebrew Israelites in these large metroplex, Chicago's, the Detroit, falling down to shadows. Corrupt politicians. Oh, they're corrupt here in Jefferson. I live in a small town. I looked at the population the other day. I wanted to see, when I moved here was 996 people living here, according to the census. We have never been a part of the census. So with us, at that time, it was over 1,000 people here. We were not counted a part of that. When I looked some time ago, or maybe a few weeks, a month ago, the population here in this small town is 774 people. That's what it is. And those that are store owners around here, one gas station is owned by an Arabic Indian. I do apologize. And the Indians are the same way. There's another store owned by the Indians, two different stores owned by the Indians. And I will say I've only patronized with them 2 or 3 times in gas. And we would take trips, we would get their gas because it was cheap. They have always been kind. I can't say that. There's another store whereby her husband, uh, we talk when I go there, when I'm traveling that way, if I want to get gas. He's been a very pleasant man. He has always been kind. What are you growing down there? You got anything? I could take stuff down there. He could sell it organic all day. He's a very pleasant man. I can't say he's not. I cannot say. The other store that we transact business with, we have an account there. And so the Achim, they go there and they get gas cheaper than us because we're using debit cards and all that. They have an account. They fill up trucks and cars, equipment, and once a month or every week he pays them off. I tell him every week, pay him off. We have sold trucks because he right on Highway 151. And every vehicle that goes in his front of his store, it sells. May take a little while. We have sold trucks. We have sold cars. We have sold SUVs. We have sold them there because it sells. And I don't tend to stop at his place because his gas prices are the same as any other place. But he's a Caucasian. And he does right just by them. You'll just pay cash if you can. I can do you a better price. And that's what we do. I can go down there and get 500 gallons of gas a day, and I'll pay you. Quote, the good old white boys, unquote. I tell them when I call you a white boy, I like you. I like white boys. I don't play games with them. And we despise ourselves, the people of my hue, more than we despise anyone. I look at those that come from different parts, the islands and Africa. I don't patronize with Africans or those that are from the continent because there is such an arrogance that is a mockery. If I go in one store is decent, I will spend money. I don't care if they're from Jamaica or what. And I find many of them. Because they try to qualify themselves, you don't have to. I've met them from many of the islands that have come here, believe me. And they would say, you that are online from Jamaica, they would tell me, Riach David, your beef jerky is better than ours. I knew it was. I cook it better. There have been people come here from the different islands in different parts. I always tell the people the first offering I received, and I wasn't even broadcasting on internet, that was a station that I was paying. The first gift, it was from Dubai. The brother sent $300 American. He said, don't write me back. Our brothers are everywhere. Yisrael is everywhere, not just those. Let's do some history. Those that were sold in slavery, were they segregated? You tell me that only about 10-15% of them came to this part of the world. That's a fact. That's why you see Russians that are black as tar in every nation. And I say this, he scattered. And that word is puts. He scattered them into coal all. K-O-L-E all. Not ha, olem ha, or the world, but ha'erech. And to every part of the world, the islands of the sea, to every nation. That's where they are. They're in every nation. And that's where he scattered them. Every nation. Not just America. Out of the zira of Abraham there will be many nations. That is Raba'ah. Raba'ah. Rabai. Rabai. There will be many. more than you can number. He produced 12 sons of Yisrael, Yahweh. He commanded even Yaakov, don't hate your brother, for he is still your brother. For he is still your brother. They were brothers out of the same loin. So his people are everywhere. Their skin hue range. I saw other day, I don't even watch those that get on the corner. I saw those that, boy, they were as white as white. Well, how far can you go back in your generation? How far can you go back? I'm going to close this for now. Yabaruk Nation, be encouraged. I'm going to talk here a little while, all right? Yabaruk Shalom. So your Avat must be a man of my ancestry in the sense that you know the loins you come out of. And there are those, the pigmentation. As Curtis Mayfield sang the song in the days, Chayalager, you just what has risen from the bottom. In my days to be light-skinned was a factor in many things in my community. You can't tell me you cannot go back. I challenge, let me pull up a little bit because I want to challenge you. I challenge any of you Hebrew Israelites. Find me your great, 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 three now, grandmother's grave. I can find my grandmother's grave on my mother's side. I cannot find her mother's grave. I cannot find my grandfather's grave. And I'm not a young boy. Look at my beards. Look at my hair. Getting bald, getting old. You can't even, you live in the cities, they bury them on top of each other. You know that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the way it should be done according to the specs of Yah. You can't even find, you can't go back nowhere. Who's your daddy? Well, where did his daddy come? For his grandpappy, or his great-great-grandpappy, or his grandmammy, by the white man that his grandpappy came out of. He just had the genetic tone of me. So does that make him a Hebrew Israelite according to your thesis of doctrine? Nation, I'm going to teach that. I'm just out here in the cool of this July. It's nice to me. I'm going to begin teachings that's going to mesmerize. I want the world to hear. I want to take advantage of every resource we have. That's why you should support this work here. The only man that's going to be honest, you can see where he spends money. When you come here, you're going to eat well. During the feast, and I'm going to explain this lie that is purported concerning the feast days. I want to show us one time here. If you kept and if you look the feast days, just give me, I will give you an example. I'm going to show you charts and all. I got them. It's just a matter of me setting things up. I want you to see. If you kept Pesach April 15th in 2021, it's guaranteed you're going to keep it almost in 2022 within that range of time. Factual. You're going to either keep every Passover, every one of them, from year to year to year to year to year. You're going to keep it from 2021, 2022, only 353 days will pass. 353. And from 2022 to 2023, you're going to keep it 354 days. And there are times you will keep it 355. And then the third year of that cycle, from 2023 to 2024, you're going to keep it 384 days, 383 days, 384 days, 385 days. Show me that concept in Torah. Equinot lies. I'm going to prove all things. I can prove all things. These cannot prove it. The Jews cannot prove it. Their website even mock that because they cannot prove it. It's a lie from the gates of hell. I can't honor the Muslims because they do keep their feast days according to how it was designed. They do. They keep it according to how it was designed. It falls in the winter, summer, spring, summer, fall. I do. They keep it according to the lunar calendar. Where does he act? I had one to come and say to me, well, it was a certain star you have to see. Man, get out of here with your lying ways. You don't know any star. I can't see. When I moved in Jefferson, South Carolina, 27 years ago, I could see stars from every dimension, from every place. And it was a beautiful thing. Toda, my friend. It was a beautiful place. I could see stars everywhere. The heavens were full. We would sit out here at night and just marvel at the beauty of the stars, the patterns, what we call the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper. Now, I can't see anything. I do see the moon. We look for that crescent, the Chodesh. We couldn't see anything. We can't. So one told me, well, they spotted this star in Israel. The name of it is this. And the name is not even in Torah. I said, bull. And this man would give tremendous offerings. I'm telling you. Nothing for him to send $5,000, 1,000. I could have played him, but my nephesh is worth more than 5,000. It's worth more than that. I can lie to the people and get offerings, and they will pour in. Look at this dog in Tennessee. How many wives he got? About 3, I've been told. Concubines. And people buy that. We buy lies like that. We love lies. We don't want someone that's honest and speak directly from the book. They find everything, every words. They finds it in a way you've never heard it before. And that's just the truth. You don't hear men talk like the Achim from here. They play with the people. They lie. You don't find that. And that's just the factual truth. Because you know what we deals with? The sins and the corruption. T.D. Jakes never does. The Hebrew Israelites, they will point out certain things. They will never talk about adultery and fornication. Can I say this that I'm going to disclose? Words have very important meaning. I was sitting in my office looking at the word love. I searched out the smallest, what we would call small word that have no implication. The word is. Yah has put that word is in the Torah nearly 16,000 times. It has to have an important value. Must be. We overlook that because we know what it implies. We know the suggestion of that verb, the verbal, how it displays. We're liars. We don't know diddly squat. We're full of it. We don't know. And we think we know. So it's defined by what we believe. Our bull. That's not even bull. Stop it. We don't even know what love is. We have no ability to have. We don't know. And so that's why we love lies and things that are corruption. One last thing before I go. There's a website that I utilize often. It is called Times and Dates. I can look at every time or date in the world and tell you how many hours going to be in that day, the time. It's a fabulous site. And so what this lie that purport the ordination of the feast days, there is no, when did the words equinox become a part of our vocabulary? You do it. You find out that. I know it. And they would tell you it's when time and date is equal in the land of Yisrael, in that slit of land, when the day is equal. The Torah tells us there's 12 hours in a day. A day consists of 12 hours. And the night season consists of another 12. That's just it. The 12 hours in a day, period. And so they say that's the time when daylight is 12 hours and nighttime is 12 hours. What lies? Your leaders will not even search those things out. You are not going to do it. The only day in that slither of land where it comes close to parity, that the night season is 11 hours. I don't remember the exact minute or time, but it's about 11 hours, 20, 30 some minutes. And the daytime is that. It's only June the 11th. That's what happened last year. That's what happened. How many hours in the daytime? 12 hours, what the Torah says. And yet they tell you that's when the equal not mean that the day and the night is equal. That's a lie from the gutters of the depths of hell. You buy that. You never had leaders to teach you principles and to inform you with honesty and truth, because they were always money hungry. The Hebrew Israelites are money hungry. The organizations are money hungry. The leaders live not just a tinge above, they live far above the people. I'm looking at my home here. It's $1,500. Lovely home. I love it. I have one little air condition. I don't have no air conditioning in my house. My wife doesn't like it. If she doesn't like it, I don't want it. Just to keep my office around between 76 and 78, I can bear that. Well, I can work in there because it would get hot. It's hot through the house. And that's what I do. I tell you the truth. I'm not a liar. I'm not a money grubber. Because if I was, I could play you. I could play you better than them. I can present a persona that you would buy. Period. The men, the women are. The women are. Even in my old age now. I will not do the daughters. I love them with a great regard. I don't hug women. None. I honor them because they are the strength of a bona fide man. When you see a bona fide husband, daughters, whenever you hear this, she is. He commands you. You got to learn to love a man. You got something that is a jewel, and you treat them like dog, dung, abuse them, suppress them. Now, daughter, don't you get out of hand because he loves you righteously. Don't do him wrong. What you do is just, as the Torah says, kabod, you honor him. Your presentation presents his strength. Your beauty express the magnitude of your husband. He gave you to be a helpmeet, daughter. I'm closing. The words in Torah in the Hebrew or the Aramaic are also in the Greek. He gave you to be a helper, a help meet. You understand that? You are such value that a helpmeet, that word in the Arabic language, it is Ezra, the Ezra, and it means this. That word is used only twice in Torah. I'm a student. I'm not like you that know everything. It's used when Yah expressed himself as a very special, Sugula, special help in times of trouble. Ezra is only used there. When a man finds a tough wife, he finds a tough thing. I had no one to teach me how to be a husband or man. I had no daddy. I had none of that. But there's one thing that I do know. I have an Ezra, and she helps me by her honor to be the man that I am. I'm gone. Be the richest of your rest upon you all. Yabruk, I see my friend there. You know who you are with the white cap on. And Yabruk, my friend, you all enjoy this first day. And we want to build this. Riyad Dagwi doesn't have as long as he's been here. And so I want to make sure that Zachim, Ramaya, the brothers, the Achim are mature in the same level. I hold nothing back. I don't tell them what to say, but I give them direction in what I preach and teach. And how I do things, I want them to do just like me. What's wrong with that? Everybody want to be like Michael Jordan. I want them to be like Riyad Dagwi. Yabruk. Shalom, shalom. All right. Now, where do I stop this? Okay. It's done. All right. Hey, everybody. All right. I want to put this out.